Here's an infographic that I found about a flipped classroom that I felt was super beneficial and gave a really good background knowledge of where the traditional classroom stands and how we want it to get to a flipped classroom and how those methods really need to be worked into your classroom, and in the end, what data supports that this method of teaching really helps our students. So as you can tell right here, it shows what a traditional classroom looks like. As always, the teacher is standing up right there. It's the lecture today. Here's your homework. Students are sitting in a straight line right across. No one's moving. Where you look over here, students are interacting with each other. These over here are working by themselves. The teacher's over here giving instruction, maybe answering some questions. So then it goes down to what a flipped classroom really does. So students watch lectures at their home like we explained earlier, and then they communicate with their teachers and peers either via online or when they get back to the classroom. It goes down to the framework of really what happens in a flipped classroom. So you start with the classroom being flipped. It then provides opportunity for learning through the activity, and then it influences the environment in which the learning is happening. And then if you go back up to the classroom that is being flipped, it uses educational technology, which then influences the learning environment. So in the end, the learning environment is truly being formed and changed into a very effective learning environment. So how did this come to be? So I know we talked about Tim Flanagan and really his morals and how he really just truly believed that it was the sole purpose of flipping a classroom and how it was so effective. But here's something more. So in 2007, let me zoom in for you so you can really read it. Right here. So in 2007, the software is discovered, and then it goes into students working while laying in bed. They're recorded and posted on live lectures for students who missed work. And then it goes down to online lectures, which many of are familiar with in this course right now. It's strictly online that is happening. To now we have what is called a flipped classroom. So then if you keep going, then you have students working together on the videos and making podcasts and creating those online videos, which is now what we call collaborative work. So who is driving it? If we go down, you can see the poor learning outcomes from what we know as traditional one-size-fits-all. This is what we're very used to for those who are in this class who came up through the traditional learning style where the teacher stands in front of us. So if you see down here, 69% graduate, 31 do not. Only 69% of students who start high school finish in 4 years. If you go over here, the yearly high school dropout rate, 7,200 each day. Just look at that number one more time. 7,000 alone is a number that just wowed me. But 7,200 students each day drop out of high school, which then equal 1.3 million students a year. That is just unacceptable, and we have to do something that changes. But then, this is what really just amazed me. When giving students online availability, it increases students' access to technology, which has then incorporated their methods of learning in a flipped classroom model. Because did you know that in 2007, 15% of internet users viewed online educational videos? Now, 2010, which we are way past 2010, but 2010, 30%. Look at that jump from 15 to 30 just within 3 years. As you can see over here, Khan Academy, more than 2,400 online video lessons were on Khan Academy. And that was so many different subjects that were covered in Khan Academy. So if you keep going down, this infographic just explains so many great things. I really encourage you to look it up and just really take a look. I know I'm going through it fast, but how did they make that happen? Here it goes right here, and we talked about it earlier. The teachers just created 3 videos a week. That's how it started. Students, they were 5 to 7 minutes that they watched at home or in school if they didn't have internet. Class time was spent doing those labs, those interactive activities, which then led to student receiving instant feedbacks. The students remained calm. They didn't get frustrated with each other. They communicated. Then the teachers revisited the concepts students did not understand, and they were able to readdress those concepts that needed further teaching. That also gave the teachers an insight of what worked and what did not work. Then it led to teacher support students in class. They were able to give that one-to-one ability to teach them and to really break it down for them if needed. I really love this quote. So just really take that in and look at, just analyze it. It's about changing instructional models so that students can receive more instructional support in the classroom. And that came just from some great staff. And as you can see, it was in Michigan, but I feel like that's very true in the state that we live in here. Now for the best part that I saved for last, and they did too. Look at before the flip. 50% of freshmen failed English. 44% failed math. That is 736 cases in one semester of discipline that happened. Do you think that happened because they failed subjects? Absolutely. I know if I did poorly, I didn't want to do any more work in that class. So then that's when discipline comes in. But after that flip, look at how much of a decrease that is. 19%. They went from 50 plus to 19 failed English, and then 44 to 13 failed math. Then going from 736 to 249 discipline cases in one semester. Those numbers, they sure look big from right here, but if you really think about the change from 736 to 249, that's a number right there. So I really encourage you all to just really think about this before you say no to the flipped classroom. And really just look at all these infographics that are out there in the world and really think about how flipped classrooms can really affect your classroom.